scientific explanation for it.
That is not an acceptable answer to the question.
It is. So.
Well, it's not for me.
Well, that's because you've shown yourself to be not able to catch up or keep up with the statements I've said before, bro. And it goes back to this.
And you have not answered the question, sir.
You've been kind of foolish the past couple of times. You said I didn't answer you, and I didn't answer you twice, and I gave you a third type of answer. And you're saying that because I said you have no experiment, but you can show where life is created. Scientists have been doing this and trying this for years, trying to create life from nothingness. They can't do it. So therefore, within that scientific experiment itself.
All right. Well, you're the super mod. Tell you what, you don't want to answer my question. We'll move on. It's okay if you don't want to answer my question. Now you can go and ask me a whole boatload of questions, even though you don't want to answer my one question. Go ahead.
Can I explain how he answered the question? I want to explain how he answered the question. Like, this is atheism is not just only foolishness, it's a state of dumbness or stupidity. Stupidity means to not know. You know, that's what atheism is. They don't know if there's a God. It's full of not knowing. So Midas, what he just did, he responded by asking them a series of questions, or actually answering by actually giving the case of how you cannot get this that we experience without a creator that has, you can't get this out of nothingness or whatever, this and that, whatever. So he's showing you, he's saying that no person ex nihilist, how do you explain ex nihilo? You cannot create a thing ex nihilo, without, a pre-existing being involved with all these things that we experience. So with God makes up for all the things that we experience, but the nothingness does not make up for any of this. So what he's saying in refutation, he's refuting you by actually saying, actually what you're claiming has no weight. This actually has weight because this. And now he poses the question, okay, now show me someone who can create all whatever they want out of ex nihilo, out of so-called nothing, out of thin air, and just make it all happen. That's what he's saying. So he's saying, though you make that statement, actually something weightier than that is the theist position. And he's not ignoring what you're saying. You're not able to actually respond, because that's what atheists do. It's like, you don't have to give an answer. So that's.
And for those of you that might have missed it, in the very first 15 seconds, Young called me stupid. I think his exact quote, and replays are on, is what I said was a state, and you said that's a state of stupidness. So either you're calling Midas stupid, which I doubt, or you're clearly calling me stupid.
If I'm not, I would definitely call you that.
You did say a state of stupidness.
Yeah. I went back down from it, but I didn't.
You did say a state of stupidness, didn't you?
But you're automatically thinking, state of stupidness.
All right, so you're not calling me stupid.
So like that,
I
you're baiting off of empathy. You're baiting off of that. I should actually go hard to where you actually take the hit, and then, even though I did not say that, because that's what you want. You want me to feel, that impact.
Said a state of stupidness.
State of stupidness does not mean you're stupid. Everyone has a state
well,
of
then I must be stupid. What does it mean?
Yeah. So in this situation, when it comes to God, it is a stupidity situation. Synapses are not connected.
It's a stupidity situation, but you're not calling me stupid.
Yeah, nobody's
completely stupid. All right. Okay.
That's why I like it. Yeah, so it's like the offense that you guys take is like a distraction from actually the argument. I don't know.
No, I completely agree with you. It's a stupidity situation. Okay. So Midas refuses to answer my question. It's a stupidity situation. Now I'm sure Midas wants to ask me 5 to 10 more questions. Go ahead.
He actually explained what I said in my refutation of you. Man, scientists cannot create anything, and therefore the knowledge of creation is higher than the knowledge of man, and therefore that intonates it as a higher power than man, and as such there is a God. But I don't think you're able to keep up with the conversation.
Well, I heard every word he said.
I don't know if it's like a racial thing.
care what.
Let me finish what I'm saying, actually.
I don't care
I'm
what.
not a super villain, so I wouldn't.
It's not a racial
Hold on, Steve. I'm in the middle of talking.
It's a
Hold on. Let me finish what I'm talking about.
I agree with you.
Let me finish what I'm talking about. Okay, okay, if you agree, let's agree then. Don't just cut me off. But this is what I'm saying. But I see this error. The majority of atheists happen to be ethnically from Europe most of the time. This is my theory. I think anybody obviously can be atheist. This is my theory. Two theories. That once you've conquered so much, you become, it's kind of like someone who becomes they become rich. They go through this state of like sometimes of delusion where it's like, oh well, they can't appreciate anything around them because they had everything. I think sometimes Jewish or just any type of European person who buys into this European power, they don't appreciate where they actually come from, or theism, or the reality that we come from a creator. I think it's because once you've had it all, you feel like you can mock everything where it came from, even though you may have gotten this from ancient people way back who helped you understand many things of how your culture came into existence. But you don't pay attention to that, and especially because the latest ruling kingdom is the West, and the West is going through this dilemma, the same thing that the Egyptians probably went through, and anybody who became spoiled over time, spoils, right? And so this is why I think this atheism comes into the kingdoms. Whenever they have ruled over so much, it becomes like a spoiled child, just like Nebuchadnezzar. He said to God, he said up to the heavens, who has done this? We have done this. I have done this. This is the same complex that happens to every kingdom. And I think that's where this atheism comes from. It comes from that mindset. And the Egyptians taught the Greeks about many spiritual things because they did not know about these things. Because they were younger in knowledge and younger in age on this earth. So their atheism comes from not knowing the ancients, all the things like that. So it's like this theory. This is my theory about why atheism is coming to the West and the majority of white people.
I understand what you're saying. It's like they got so accustomed to believing their own stupid lies, and it helped them for so long. But now it doesn't help them anymore, and now they're about to collapse. And then now looking at the destruction of this society. At least, am I right on that?
Yes, Mystery Babylon. That's what's happening.
Yeah, no, actually, you're wrong. To the contrary, atheism is not about to collapse. Atheism is growing in numbers. That is a documented statistical fact. Additionally, on the other side of the coin, Christianity is losing members. 33% of adults today that were raised as Christian in their childhood have left the Christian religion. This is a documented fact. So what you just said is completely untrue. In fact, it's exactly the opposite.
When you ran to the Muslim argument, now the Muslims argument states that Islam is getting bigger, but that's mostly because of population growth. But as far as when I say atheism is collapsing, I mean the ideologies that form atheism, all the science that supposedly removes God from the matrix of thought, that is all collapsing. All your science is turned to trash. And that's why I have at the top that scientists win physics Nobel Prize for proving Einstein to be a damn idiot. So yeah, go ahead.
According to science, based on the first law of thermodynamics, we can say that there is no need of a god or an supreme power to create anything in this universe. The law is that.
Well, that's not true because there's never been a scientific experiment that discusses God. So if you think there is, as I asked earlier, give us the name of the experiment, the date of the experiment, and the scientist that discussed it. There's never been a scientific experiment involving God. Never.
Not even the cybernetic core, the sulfur, 90% sulfur hitting the earth and lining up with the stories.
I'm talking about any scientific experiment that mentions the word God. It's never happened. Never.
Scientists have mentioned God many times, a lot of these people. And so, whether
Listen to me, actually. I'm saying that nothing can be created nor be destroyed. It is the law of science that requires there is no need of any exterior power or energy required to create it.
But bro, by the law of science, that means they're just observing what has already been created, so they have to point to God.
If it is disproved the entire law of conservation of energy and the scientific principles, what we know today will break down. Means it will not suffice.
And I have a statement very quick. Actually, it's not a statement. It's a answer. So, Steve, have you ever heard about the God gene? It actually like literally says God in it.
Yes, I have.
Semantics. I'm only dealing with semantics. I'm not dealing with what it is. I'm just saying it is actually called God, the God gene. So I don't know what's the point? Like, if someone invokes God, does that make it true or does it make it false? So like you saying that is like a semantics war almost. Like it doesn't.
I never said that, sir. I never used the word semantics. You did. I never said that.
So that's a straw man.
What are you talking about?
I didn't say that's what you're saying.
Sir, it's not a straw man. You asked me if I had ever heard of the God.
I inserted semantics.
What the fuck straw man is that?
Steve, you're asking
John, you asked me a question. I
didn't say you said semantics. I'm saying, so I think this is what atheists do. I think playing dumb is part of some of atheism like that. I think, because like, or it's actually an actual neural situation right there. Because I literally said, I inserted that. You didn't even have to even word. You distracted me from my actual point, which is probably intentional. Because that's probably the pleasure, the dopamine that you get from it. Okay, that's what it is. But here's the point. What I'm saying is the God gene actually mentions about this. It's literally named the God gene. So that actually, we should go to the next point because that's actually.
That's the problem, right, Young? I believe that you caught him in his fraud. He already knows about the God gene. He just said he already knows about it. He knows that Yahweh is supposedly within his fake DNA, and therefore now he's trying to, I guess, deflect. So, Steve, how do you address that?
I addressed that by in no way, shape, or form am I deflecting. I was asked a very specific question. Do I know about the God gene? I answered it very specifically, yes. How is that deflecting?
So the basis for your concept on creation.
The question is, how is it?
Did anybody say that? Because I don't know anybody say that.
That's been the central thing.
Is she arguing against the straw
The
man?
solution is you need to send women back to the home that we can't afford by ourselves, and they'll actually just be homeless.
She doesn't even understand economics.
She's an idiot. I know.
Let me explain to her. Hold on, let me explain to her. So, Charlie, what would happen if
Shut the fuck up.
Charlie, what would happen if
Yeah,
women...
so I didn't get a chance to land. Where I wanted to
Stop
land.
talking, gorilla.
Yeah. Because you started fucking interrupting, you dimwit.
Gorilla, you can't just keep...
Bye. Thank you. You already know the fucking drill. So women were never not working. The only women who had these housewife positions that y'all claimed everybody had, those were women in I would say upper middle class and higher. It was never an all women thing. So I don't understand that.
There is an experiment that is not, it is a useless experiment. No scientist will ever be able to find it out. Because it is just like finding Superman. You cannot find the Superman on Batman.
I think you guys
Just in human imagination.
include too early, and I'm saying this very quick. As so like this, so I'm not gonna do the race thing. I think there's some kind of thing here, there's a disconnect between some cultures because there's certain things that they don't receive or whatever. But I'm gonna say this: when it comes to a situation like ours, when it comes to experiencing a creator or no creator, and our thoughts towards this opinion, I will say this: when our situation is like ours, it is it is not always necessary to always
stay in the house and take care of the kids and do nothing. They would wash clothes for other people on the island. They would sew clothes together. They would sell baked goods at the market, or other canned goods, etc. They always found ways to provide extra income because just being off of the man's income alone, first of all, wasn't enough money. Second of all, the man couldn't sustain the farm on his own. He needed help. And of course, the children helped as well, but this was a group, family way.
Yeah, did anybody say that women didn't work?
One person, so this idea that it's just going to be the man and the women are all going to quit, and the men are going to go out and make all the money, and that's it.
Can I respond to this?
History, so
Wait,
it's kind of weird to
You
say.
have to
no, hold on,
wait for the
Carol,
person
hold on,
to
Carol.
land before you get to
That's what I
respond.
said. Like, yeah, that's why I said, can I respond to it?
Yeah, but you said it in the middle of her submission.
Yes, Gorilla, that's what I'm
Yeah.
supposed to say, Gorilla.
No, Chris, I think someone else also wanted to speak.
Welcome to Monkey Talk.
Who was that person? Who isn't concrete?
That was me. But I'll defer my time back to concrete.
Dawn came off mic too.
It was a
Alright,
submission.
we'll hear from Dawn, and then maybe we'll consider, the Starbucks, mascot, which is now a chef, which is Congressman. Go on, Dawn, Kieran, and then maybe.
I don't know why stupid people get to run the room. That's fucking weird, but whatever. That's why you're a fucking mediocre employee. You can't even do fucking internet
It's
jobs.
upsetting that I don't have to be
Fucking mediocre
talented.
real life
It's
employee.
upsetting.
Fuck,
I know, it's so upsetting that I don't have to
You should
work
be
hard.
working at your fucking job instead of on the internet being a tyrant dummy.
Doing something
Well, guess
instead of
what? You're not.
taking up space
You're
in
not.
Starbucks.
Your real job is suffering because you're
Yeah,
stupid.
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
And
Just
you're-
back in the audience. Yeah.
Dummy.
Back in the audience.
Imagine
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You're
That's
suffering your
your-
stupid job.
That's in your cage. Now, Dawn, and someone was after Dawn. Karen will consider Dawn.
Go ahead, Kieran. Go ahead.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so
In your cage.
the incel energy that is fucking prevalent on these stages, man, I think is a result of negative rage bait social media algorithms. And the thing is, it's not necessarily that the companies that run these Meta, these Twitters, right, these YouTubes, Google, it's not that they necessarily wanted to gear people towards like red pill and incel, black pill type shit content where they end up hating feminism like with a passion and shit like that. Is that negativity is what drives the most engagement, and the thing that we can all relate to, relationships or the lack of relationships, and the gender dynamics, and you get that plus negativity is going to have the most addictive type of content, and companies are not going to do anything on their own to like dissuade users from consuming that content because it gives them money. So I think it needs to be a government or state mandate to kind of stop social media companies from basically have to change their algorithm, which is going to lead to a loss in revenue. So yeah, but I think it needs to be a law because there's so many niggas on this stage. They talk about masculinity, they can't figure themselves out. They're talking about how whining is feminine. They're bitching and complaining for the longest time about the most stupidest things and referring to 1950s American adverts like that was how everyone was living. This all comes from social media, and yeah, so this is probably my biggest thing, that there needs to be regulation on it. And let me get into that's what I'm saying.
Okay, you can go after he. Someone else has to invite him back up. Until then.
Can I go after somebody, Tally? Towards the end?
Yeah.
No, Tally, your photo looks so beautiful. I love your necklace. Good morning, everybody.
Racial affinity?
Sound like what happened yesterday.
Really? Thinking about racial affinity groups?
Yeah, so.
Concrete, that's right, concrete.
So, dumbass niggas don't understand. Dumbass niggas are arguing against points niggas didn't make. If women stopped working, all
prices would fucking adjust, you dumb fucking people. Looking at you, Karen.
Mike, you see how
You're a dumb person. You're a dumb
What has
person.
happened?
You're a dumb person. You're a dumb person.
Please let him
Of
have
course
his
houses
little-
will go down, you fucking dumb.
Okay, good.
Here, I'll explain it to this fucking
Okay,
stupid bitch
Karen,
that doesn't
it's
understand
fine.
economics, right? So what will happen is, imagine you bought a property at $400,000, right? Based on two incomes. What'll happen is you will get foreclosed upon, your property will be taken back by the bank, and then they will list the property at a price that is more commensurate with what's going on economically. There is always going to be a washing of debt when there is any sorts of economic adjustments, you stupid bitch. I'm sorry you're stupid, you're not familiar with these things, but you can just fucking Google it, right? Would there be an adjustment of prices if 50% of the workforce stopped working? And just see what Google tells your stupid ass, Kieran. You don't have to fucking emote online and show how stupid you are. You can just do Google searches. And then, hide your stupidity, right? Because he doesn't understand that properties that are taken on Monday can be relisted on Tuesday with an entirely different debt structure. Right? He doesn't understand that you lose a house on Monday, buy a house on Tuesday. Which is all of these things that
sexual abuse.
are fleeting.
Of course he's lying and abusing and manipulating the stock market
Don't
too.
understand. Karen. So I've dealt with that, right? Also, we can just deal with, if you have any fucking solutions, offer them. We're talking about the interpersonal relationship between men and women, and we're not talking about whether or not women should work or don't work. We know women fucking fold clothes. We know that fucking 10 fucking gardens and shit. Everything that's physically, mentally within their domain, right? Nobody's arguing that. The issue is, you think that that's what's necessary is to do 60, 70 hours at a 9 to 5.
Thank you.
And 3 hours of commuting. That's a recent advent in our societies. You dumb bitches. Karen. So what would happen is that the man will take on the overwhelming majority of the work. The woman will pick up in any area that's deficient, and you have a fucking better life. That's all. You dumb bitch. Karen.
That was pretty good.
Samoa, I was in that section.
Thank you, Samoa.
Well, when I asked again so that I could document the queue, no one said anything. So.
No, Karen would respond, and then it was me.
I said something. We didn't want to get yelled at by you, so we just didn't answer.
I'm not yelling.
She doesn't yell at me. But whoever's next, I wanted to get into something Karen said real time. But go ahead, Samoa.
No, if you're next, you're next.
Thanks.
Oh, now he wants to give up spots so easily.
He has to fucking argument. How easy to say. No, Karen. So I mean, I'm not, and it's not an attack towards you at all. I think you said something.
I'll take my time. What the hell?
No, but I wanted to just disagree with what he was saying. As an evident, obviously he's a foreigner, right? Here in America, we got this propaganda. We had this soft life came about in this post-World War II rhetoric of the American dream, the white picket fence, well-behaved children. All this stuff was like advertised in schools, magazines, and throughout. And this is, I believe, and a lot of people believe, it was written recently, I read it in a recent book or an audiobook, that we are dealing with the remnants of it. And throughout equality. So, and I'll go back to the propaganda and the stuff that I was just talking about, but it contrasts what you were saying. And I forgot what you were saying, but it noted. I can't paraphrase it at all, but it's just something that we have in America that was input into our heads through advertising, through schools, through, I think even the GI Bill had it, like they had incentives for people to go to that suburban life, to get that, union job, to have your wife, with the hot meal and whatnot, waiting at home for you. And this is all the stuff that we deal with now today, like it's grown throughout the growth of inequality, right? Throughout that, and the prevalence of, women in the workplace. A lot of this stuff, like I think Tali said yesterday, a lot of our, and I think Lion attested too, a lot of our powers as men that we were supposed to adhere to were sort of stripped from us, and that's the frustration that we've been dealing with through things like toxic masculinity and toxic femininity. But just to land, a lot of the stuff that we've seen through through traditional gender roles was stuff that we had in advertisements in school, and it was just propaganda. And it started post World War II. World War II.
Yeah, I think this is the infiltration of like corporatism, where they just needed more bodies to work, and when women and men are constantly chasing the exact same thing, what they should be working on is their actual foundation and their children and whatever it is that they, you know, define as being the most important thing. But it's just a natural thing that if you're trying to do the same thing, you're gonna bump heads a lot of the time. And I don't like the framework that people try to, or the, like the way that people try to draw these. It's a man controlling. It's a man this. It's a man that. It's a man this and a man that. What happens is normally when women get the job and the man's getting the job as well. Now you have children. Now you have to outsource for daycare, and now you put your children in an environment that it's a cost thing, right? It's like at what cost? So yeah, you got to go to work 70, 80 hours every 2 weeks or whatever this is, and then your children are there. And you're like, okay, cool, my children. Then you got to deal with all this other issues about other cultures, conflicting with what you're teaching your child. And then you got more battles to fight on the battlefield. And then at the end of the day, you realize that your husband's gone, your children are acting crazy, you don't know who the hell they are anymore. And then you're looking at your bank account and it's not what you thought it actually was. And then you start reflecting on all these stupid decisions that you made. And then you go back and you say, I'm sorry because I made all these selfish decisions. And this is unfortunately the reality of a lot of people. And it goes the other way too, right? It goes the other way too. People, they skip over the $100 bill to pick up a $5 bill. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
Everything that I stated, everything that I stated, he hit every point, every single point. It wasn't that I was telling women that, hey, listen, you're gonna quit your jobs like this dumbass Brit nigga is trying to say. What I'm saying is you've opened Pandora's box and you can't go backwards now. You're stuck. But these were bad decisions that were given to you. But these were bad decisions given to you by these fucking the government and these fucking lesbian promoters. They have ruined your society by introducing this. They have ruined your society by giving you this so-called feminism or equality.
In my life, but if I can't investigate the information that's being provided to me, I don't find it meaningful. It doesn't have any value.
What Shawnito is trying to say is he doesn't like books. He only likes specific books.
Don't speak for people.
Oh, that's Republican, isn't it? It is. Yeah, you can boot him.
That's comedian.
Why would he boot me? Dr. Benji and I are producing a television show and you're a star. Low IQ stupid people here. What are you doing, dude?
Just an injunction.
An injunction?
Like, why don't you participate, dude?
I am participating. I'm a comedian. You don't like me?
No, I may. I mean, you're here. You know what I mean? Like, what do you...
I create a roast every day, and people come here.
He's in control, and he records this and uploads it to his YouTube channel. That's all he does.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah, my life isn't very exciting like Shawnito's. His life's so much cooler than mine. He's got the better hair, the cooler haircut, the better glasses, the nice mole on his face. He's a real man, and he's so smart, like you, Dr. Chatto.
Ew. Ew, 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 ew.
It's like going to the zoo and you see the signs that say "Don't feed the bear." Like if you just ignore comedian, eventually he'll go away.
Just ignore Shawnito and he'll go away too, because he's got nothing really intelligent to tell you. So just FYI.
Happy birthday, Shawnito. Nice balloon. I appreciate that. Congratulations for.
Oh, it's not my birthday, but.
Well, no, I mean, but it's like an anniversary thing, yeah.
Oh, maybe, I guess.
Yeah. It's like an anniversary of like being on the app, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think it was like I think 3 or 4 years ago when I joined.
On the day, dude. Welcome back to it.
Congratulations on welcoming back to another low IQ episode of Stupid People talking about nothing and wasting all their time.
That sucks. I don't think that's what's going on here, but that would suck. That would be really, really, really lame if people did that on this app. Oh my god, can you imagine?
Jesus.
Amen. Shout out to Jesus.
Just imagine coming here to talk about nothing every day. I mean, you know, can anyone say anything intelligent or interesting?
Well, what do you think that would comprise of? I mean, do you?
I'm asking first. Can anyone say anything interesting?
I'm asking you.
No, I asked first. I'm asking you.
I asked you.
No, I asked you.
No. Gross.
Can anyone say anything interesting, please?
I'm waiting for you.
Save babies' lives specifically.
Dude, yeah. Let's save babies' lives. Yes.
Interesting. Not.
They have this thing, this extra protein, I think, on the blood cell, and the babies have like the anti of it, and it travels with the placenta, I believe, and then the body attacks it, and it fucks them up. So they have to have that blood.
Can someone just kick him? He's a troll. So can anyone say something interesting, please? My time's limited. I gotta get back to my real world, my real life. What's important? Hello?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Oh, no.
I guess nobody can say anything interesting, so I'm just gonna go back on mute. Thank you all very little.
Oh, no.
I don't know.
No shit. Like, great. That was good. I hope people on the YouTube channel find that really interesting. Because I guarantee you, they find a lot of the other people's responses more interesting. That's what you're writing on, and you post it. That's crazy, dude.
Essentially, it's like throwing some shit into the water and just watching the ripples happen.
No shit, right?
I could do that. Sometimes.
People on my YouTube right now are telling me this isn't funny and I'm not funny.
So, fuck them.
They say that I'm not a comedian.
Man. You're the curator, man. Like, wow.
Just saying, can anyone say something interesting? I came here to hear someone say something interesting. I haven't heard anything yet.
Oh, no. It sounds like the whatever the fuck is malfunctioning. The comedian isn't funny. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're not
What are you doing?
I can't continue to engage in this. This sucks. It's a fucking.
Can anyone say something interesting?
Oh my god, this sucks.
Hello? Shawnito, can you say something interesting? You're a scientist, right?
Well, congratulations. You killed the conversation. It's not interesting.
Cool party hat, Shawnito. Congratulations on being here for so many years. It's like a university degree or something. It's a cool balloon. I like your balloon. It's exciting. So can anyone say something interesting? I've got work to do, and I just came in for a brief, quick chat.
Yeah, you got work to do. You should work on your act. Thanks. Shit is horrible.
Somebody told me not to quit my day job. What does that mean?
Bro, you know you're better than this, bro. Come on, man.
Thanks, Spider-Man.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Which one you want? You want the good or the bad one?
I don't know, but can you say something interesting?
I'm helping you through your life,
Thanks, Coach.
It's alright, bro. I'll put you back in the game, alright?
Thanks, Spidey. So can anyone else say something interesting? My time's very limited, as is yours, I'm sure. Hello? The game begins. It's a game. It's a game.
Before I start, hey, don't make me get the big mic out. Just shut up, nigga.
Nah, man. No more in line to get the big mic. Pause. Go ahead.
Goddamn. Slap it all over your face.
Calm down.
Look.
Calm down. Calm down.
Hey, yo.
The point is this. The point is this. Look, yeah, he'll like it. My bad. You really would like it. No, I take that back. The reason why the whites were right is because their society as they knew it was coming to an end. And the same thing is actually happening here. If you phase out men and put the women in their places, what happens to the men? That's what I was saying to Matt. You might as well, if you want to go with the flow, some bullshit like that, then go ahead. Be the first one of us. Go ahead and get your makeup out and put your dress on and sit on the couch and do your nails.
Yeah,
because that's where they wait. Because that's where they want you. They want you phased out of society. They don't want you in the schools. They don't want you as the teachers. They don't want you saying anything to women at all. They don't want you even raising your children. They don't want you fit in this society, man.
So the white
When you dumbass niggas say this stupid shit. Hey, hold on. When you dumbass niggas say that shit, and when you dumbass niggas, alright, I got to speak like, oh no, sorry. Yeah, I got to turn that.
In your brain now. There are no wrinkles in his brain.
Please, and you gotta finish, please.
Why, man? We heard it before, man.
Where do the men go when the department store? Where do the men go when the department store? Don't you go, man. Nothing that you see says anything to do with a place for you. Where do you go?
Come on, man. Let the man finish.
Where do you go?
Listen, it's about the, no matter how crazy it might sound to you, you got people in the wait, you got people in the audience listening. They want to hear as well too, bro. It ain't just about you, Kieran. Come on. Kieran, it's about the other people, bro. Come on, be fair. Please, wait till he's done, bro. That's all I'm asking. Go ahead.
You a bitch. Now, look, where do you go? Oh my fucking God. Hey, can somebody put him out? Put him down? Don't put him out, put him down.
I'm trying to be a little bit more.
This is why I sound like I'm long-winded. This is why I say long-winded right here. So, where do you go when you can't go to the department stores? Because there's nothing there for you. Your clothes, they resemble females' clothing. Everything that you're told here about weak-ass niggas that talk like him. That's the only way you're accepted. You can't sound like a man anymore. Where do you go? Go with the flow, nigga? Really? There won't be any men left. That's the point that I'm trying to say. You don't go with the flow. You push this. It's evil. This is evil. You're trying to destroy masculine men and phase them completely out of society and replace them with evil bitches. They don't really have any intention of taking care of children anyway. These women today have
expect, and I'm sure you guys heard this before, we expect women to raise children like they don't have jobs, and have jobs like they don't raise children, right? So the issue is when women do get into the workplace and they start to rely on these jobs for, building a decent life, which is fine, I'm all for it. But what happens when they do have children and the companies only give them 4 weeks of maternal leave, right? And what happens when, men do start losing their jobs? Like, you're not wrong, Ryan. You're also not wrong, Matt. But I think it's an aggressive growth through this adaptation, and there needs to be some settling. I'm out of breath. Yeah, and in terms of another solution I forgot to say, unions, strengthen them. I think that what happens with men is that if men don't have a purpose or feel like we don't have a purpose, then it's lost and aimless, and you can get into like negativity and all that shit, and all the gay feminist shit that I'm talking about. And one way to combat that is to give men a purpose. Now, before it used to be like stereotypical gender roles and shit like that was put on the TV, but now that women inhabit them a lot, you can't use that as the same thing. Like, okay, get your purpose from like having a job because you're the only person that can have a job as a man. That's no longer the case, and so there needs to be other things. So you can make the workforce better, help people get employed. Said unions. There's something else about reducing the wealth gaps. Oh yeah, another thing. Fucking like shore up the worker protections. Like shit, man. I'm in Europe, so we have like maternity leave, all that type of shit, sick leave and stuff like that. We don't have at-will employment like you lot. Yeah, it's not great in terms of worker protections versus Europe. You need to start borrowing some of our laws when it comes to helping workers, and that can help people have a lot more purpose and be a lot less anxious all round. Which, less stress means more babies.
We had better laws than y'all did. We had better laws than y'all did. We have. But yeah.
Better laws, like what? Like free speech. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do the free speech. It's not fair.
I think you guys are looking at this totally the wrong way. You guys wanna keep the system that is actually suffocating everybody going. So you're looking to repair an engine that is broken, as opposed to say, you know what, we need a new system and we need a new engine, right? And what you guys are doing is you're looking at the system you have and you're saying, well, we need an entirely new way of doing things. The same way we went to the Industrial Revolution and we found a new way of doing things. That's what usher everything we're doing right now. So now that we are gonna go into the technological and the AI revolution, now we need to adapt to it and do things in a different way. This is why working at home might become very important, because it will allow women to actually work at home and also raise children, and allow parents, let me not say women, allow parents to work at home and also with their children, because that might become more beneficial now, right? And we need to go up. Once again, Lion, you're thinking about the past. You are not even in the present. And that's why you are. No, Lion, you are in the past, and that's why you think, oh my God, I need to preserve this, preserve that. It's done, it's gone, that's it. It's not coming back. Productivity go up when we were at home. Let me tell you this, that's not what I'm saying. You were talking about a little tiny speck in time. What I'm talking about is shift in civilization. That's what we are going through. A shift in civilization. Our children will not be like Lion. I'm sorry to break it to you. Your kids will not be like you, sir. The same way you are not like your father. solution for the broken system. We need to actually reduce the work week. This is what some progressive countries, that's what they are looking into. How can we reduce the work week? Give people more leisure time in order for them to say, you know what? I need to find me a woman and go out with it. This is what Japan is doing. Right? They're reducing their work week so that people can commingle, right? Create family. Because they understand that the work doesn't work for them.
Sounds like a course correction.
Across the country, we can look across the world and see countries that are that we see in their production
because things have changed. Because things have changed. When you're on the highway somewhere, you don't drive constantly at 60 miles per hour.
Bro. So the only way that they knew to course correct or to change is because they identified an actual problem. And once they identified the problem, they went back to see exactly where they messed. What do you think Ryan's doing, Matt?
That's not what my line was to keep this.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
No, line was to keep
it really is the context of the statement.
That was checkmate, Samoa.
The main difference with stupid to recognize
You ever draw a
and then I said, well, getting with the times means putting on the dress and makeup. Are you ready to prepare for that?
No, that's not what getting with the times.
And no, I'm really not, because listen what I'm saying. The traditional. Goddamn. Yes, no. What I'm trying to say is they're trying to phase out anything that fits any traditional masculine roles, and they want to replace it with niggas like Chris. So if you're trying to give them the time, let me explain it. So what they're trying to do is make
The biggest dummy in this conversation.
Now, if you're paying attention,
is the loudest dummy in the conversation.
if you're paying attention to Chris, Chris,
You gotta be on drugs, bro. What kind of drugs are you on here?
You understand? Man,
You are the most feminine fucking bitch made
you understand, man?
fucking face. All my day, off the question directly. Nah, it's getting on my fucking. I hate it.
They go somewhere.
These niggas make me so mad. I'm so pissed off right now. This bitch nigga has been crying. All my days, I'm so pissed off. He's got no answers. God, you ain't got no answers, bitch. I'm mad. This is a
Hey, look, what I'm trying to get across to others, including that, man, what I'm saying is we are on the cusp of a cliff to the abyss. And the men right now are trying to stop us from going completely over Yes, we are.
Generation. This is what happened when is changing his shell, right? If a lobster doesn't change his shell, he cannot. And what you're doing right now, Ryan, you refuse to change your shell in order to grow and grow as a society. You want to stay small.
This is a growing society.
You don't know that. You do not know
Yeah,
that.
we do know that. Listen, adopting liberal, look, is adopting abortion growing society? Is adopting abortion views growing society? It's simple. No, it's not. It's killing society, moron.
I know that, bro. It's not undesirable. There's a correlation.
Hold on a second. There's not a single person who lives in 1901 who's
That's not what getting with the time. Yeah, that's what they're requiring in the time. I'm supposed to accept women's bodies and all that. There's always been lying. There's always been advances from the dollar sign. I'm talking about the political side of it. In order to be a progressive individual, you gotta accept. He doesn't say being progressive. In order to be he's strawmanning what he said. I'm not. You didn't hear what he said. In order to be a progressive, get with the times. You get with the times. Guess what the times is saying? What society is saying? That you as a man don't have any say so, but a woman does. That's not what society is saying. With your baby in her life. I don't know what you want. You have no say so about what, and you niggas want me to agree to that shit. Do you understand? That's what you want. No one said you agree with that, bro. Then you say you don't want me to get with the times. Come on. Wait. Why do you think that's the times? Like, I'm only using one example. I got more.
It's not holy, bro.
This is just one example. One. Hey, say it with me, dumbass Chip. One example. I got a lot more. This is just one. This is the one example where women want men to stay with them. Or remember, they wanted us to vote for Kamala Harris. They wanted this. You want me to get with that? Now, does that build society or does it destroy society? It's really simple, you dumbass niggas. Does it build or does it destroy?
Nobody's saying what, Aiken. Nobody's saying what.
I just want to
hold on. Let him say it, bro.
It's a bullshit.
What is
with women who want to kill babies? Does that build our society or does it destroy?
It destroys it.
That's the solution. Real nigga finally said, hold on. That's the reason why I can't stand you. That's why I can't on the cut.
Hold on, line. What is nobody saying, Aiken?
No one is saying it's not to accept the left. That's what he's saying.
Hold on. I couldn't even hear.
He said accept the left.
Take, for example, in our workplace, 1/3 of all marriages for women is the breadwinner in America, right? Getting with the
I'm not even talking about that.
Aiken, what is nobody saying? I missed that part. What is nobody saying?
No one's telling lying. No one told lying to go out there and kill his babies. No, you want me to accept other people? No one said that. People say get with the times. Get with the times. Accept people who want to kill the whole children. No, you misinterpreted, bro.
Wait, people aren't saying that?
Yeah, no one said that in this room.
Okay, all right. So nobody. All right. So obviously, line isn't only talking about the people in this room, so that's not a good response.
Thank you.
So
wait. Concrete. When man said lying, get 1 second. Get with the times. One second, bro. When man said, hey, get with the times. Concrete. No, the line in the said, oh, you want me to have abortion? He never mentioned abortion. He never mentioned abortion. No.
He doesn't have to. Hold on.
These niggas cannot hear.
I got it.
So if I said you get with the times, and your response was you're telling me to abort, to have abortions. No, you're not answering.
Ryan, chill, Ryan. Come on, Ryan.
He can't say, hey.
It doesn't matter. Let him talk, and I'm gonna get it. I got it.
That's what I'm trying to do. And listen, I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm just trying to be.
No, just make your point.
Please, no, relax. I'm trying to understand this because it doesn't make sense.
Go ahead.
If I say, hey, Concrete, it's time for you to get with the times, and your response was, oh, you want me to get with aborted babies? No, yeah, you want me to put on makeup and get with babies? That never came out of my mouth. What came out of my mouth was women entering the workforce. That was it.
That's what
and I said, get with the times on that.
That's what you get by the time? That's all you
meant? That's what I was talking about that I said get with the time. Women in the workforce.
So that's the only thing that means.
That's the only thing I said.
All right, so when he interpreted it to include abortions, all you have to do is clarify that you're not talking about that.
You want that? But he said I was. That's what we have right now.
All right. So obviously the times isn't only women in the workforce. It's these other myriad of things. But you're trying to say you're only talking about that? Okay, he has to accept
exactly.
Line. If they say that they're not talking about those things, then you just have to put it on the table and then see what they say about it.
Yeah.
So it'll be if he's only talking about the workforce, he said, okay, I can get with the times on that. You also want me to get with the times on abortion. You also want me to get with the times on this, that, and the third. And
No,
they say,
but remember what Matt said. Remember what Matt said.
playing around though.
No, concrete. Remember what
Abortion has always been with us.
Abortion are always been here. So obviously he's not talking about the phenomenon, he's talking about the prevalence. Come on, man.
Look, trip, bro.
No one brought it up. All this thing
Nobody bought abortion. When we are talking about social
No,
issues,
Ryan gave you an example.
I gave a series of examples.
Don't listen.
Ryan, you gotta warn him down.
You all just don't really hear, man. When people talk, y'all they just wait.
No, you gave him an out because you jumped.
It's not jumping. You got us, man. But you listen, we are in a societal.
right there.
Listen, we're having a societal conversation, and you guys want to bring it to such a minute little thing that doesn't even make sense. Abortion is not part of the conversation. 100 years from now, when we look at what changed our society, abortion is not going to be one of the key points.
Yeah, we definitely disagree on that. How many people so far? Drop it. How many people so far?
Yeah, listen. So no, I don't agree with none of this shit. So what's there?
21 million unborn.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's
21 million is a lot of people, bro.
21 million unborn.
That is a lot of fucking people.
I gave you.
And that fucking matters, man. And that matters,
I
man.
gave you a series of examples of how this is not progressive, and this is not a positive. It's not a net positive to our society. That's why I brought it up. Because you said that being basically going with the times, Matt. Remember this, going with the times is your point. And I'm saying going with the times, and I said that we are on the cusp of our society imploding. Did you hear that part? And you said no, I disagree.
We are not in the cusp of society imploding.
And I believe we are.
I don't know what makes you say that.
I'm saying it right now. I'm gonna repeat it one last time. It's not a net positive to our society that we kill our own children. Our society needs the children. It's not a net positive. So going with the political movements that's being told to men, especially last year, that you guys are not men, you don't love women, you don't support women, and you don't stand with them on their act to want to kill your children.
Yo, that is such a...
Wait. So you leave men with the choice to either stand with this evil bitch, stand with this evil bitch and kill your children, or stand by yourself and be a man.
That is the French conversation.
No, that's the progressive conversation. They call this progress.
That's not the majority of
They call this progress.
Roe v.
This is considered progress. This is called progress. Regress is called progress.
Let me just say this. This is the problem with this conversation. We're talking society and world problem. You guys are focusing on your neighborhood in the United States. That's the problem. You guys don't see it's not. It's a fucking French issue. When we're looking at anthropologically regarding the world and its survival. That's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. You guys are fucking you're looking at it. Big solution.
That point was that, hey, this is not just an American thing. This is a world. He said the whole world is changing.
But Nathan, Matt is correct, but he was making this point in the worst fucking way, right?
Here it is.
They were talking about the breakdown of masculinity or men and women in society. And then Matt was starting to talk about, he has to adapt, which is true, but then you allow him to rope you into this shit and not actually explain what he would like to see, which would make things better for women. What's going to help the relations? What's going to increase marriage rates? I think Lion thinks banning abortion will fix everything. Or I don't know. Everyone's got a guess because he hasn't said anything, because he can never ever make an affirmative claim.
Right, that's
what he can do. One second. I just want to say, Lion did say yes.